Want to take a look at that. There's some conflicting information out there on the internet about where all this stuff is. So I thought I'd go ahead and take everything apart and show you. Now again, this is probably good for the 84 through 89. Again, the older interior with the lack of a glove box. Instead, they call it a bread box, I guess, that you can't get into. 90 and beyond, the flashers are actually down below your left leg in the driver's side footwell, and they're fairly easy to get to. I replaced that one on the 90 a couple of years ago, and it was actually quite easy. This one a little bit tougher. So let's go ahead and get in and take a look. All right, first thing I did, dropped the hush panel on the passenger side. As you can see, it basically just fits in like that, and there are 3 screws, actually 4 screws, that hold it up against the carpeted panel. And again, courtesy light, fairly simple. See right there, just a 2-prong switch, just kind of gently rock it out, and you're off to the races. So we put that aside. I will say right up front that this would have been a much easier job if I'd have been able to drop that carpet panel there that's under the dash, but it doesn't look like it's easily doable, and may in fact need to drop the entire dash to do it. So most of the guys I looked at on the internet said you didn't need to do it. It was just a little bit of a tight squeeze. Alright, so first up, the hazard flasher, the one that comes on when you push the button on the steering column, right there. And it is located behind the driver information center. There it is, right there. Not terribly hard to get to. Did not replace mine. I didn't think it needed it. Again, it seems to be working fine, and we're only using those things less than 1% of the time. I honestly can't remember the last time I used them. I was probably in my teens or 20s. Basically what it involved, again, on the older interior, is dropping this panel, and you can see no screws on the top. We've just got 2 on the sides there, 2 more on this side. That one actually was broken off by a previous owner, and then the 2 down here, and it's fairly easy to pull out. Just remember, this particular thing here fits underneath the molding on the dash cluster, so when you reinstall, you'll have to kind of put it underneath that. But overall, pretty easy to get out. And this driver information center, obviously, just 3, I'd say 8mm, 7mm bolts. Pull those out, you can gently back this off, and there's your hazard flasher. Again, they're fairly reliable. Didn't need to be replaced at this time. Okay, the second flasher, yes, your Corvette has 2, is unfortunately a little bit harder to get to. And we'll now get back out of the car so we can contort ourselves and show you where all this stuff goes. Okay, part 2. Again, we're in the passenger side footwell. You can see I dropped and disconnected the ECM engine control module. It's really more ACM, automobile control module. Just did that to make sure that everything would be a little bit easier to get to. Looking down here in the footwell, and we can see again, got a lot of stuff dropped. Wiring loom, those are the ECM connectors. This is another connector. I believe it goes to the heating and cooling system that I also dropped just to get things out of the way. And there is our turn signal flasher hanging down. So it is in fact next to the ECM, but a little bit hard to get to. Go ahead and crawl up underneath the dashboard here and kind of give you a flavor for where everything is. Okay, part 3. Sorry for the orientation again. We are in the passenger side footwell, and we are moving inboard towards the center console. Take a look at where that bad boy goes. Again, we dropped all the wiring looms and everything, removed the ECU, so we've got a little bit better idea. I will now pull all of that out of the way. And again, you can see the box there that the ECM mounts into. Over to the side there. Small empty space. Excuse me. And try to get a focus on that. You can see a clip. That is more or less where the flasher was. I don't think that's the exact location, but it's pretty close. And so we'll go ahead and reinstall the flasher in that location. Stuff all of the wiring back up into place. Reinstall the ECM. And at that point we should be done. Just wanted to show you. Not a horribly difficult job, but certainly not as easy as it should be either. So, got your two flashers in the C4 Corvette 84 through 89, and there's where they are and how to get to them. Good luck and happy motoring.